What?
You have
Yeah.
your own interview now.
Well, no, I mean, I love both of you. Don't leave me. We're here at the Looking Ahead Awards. You are being honored, your whole cast, and I love that. What's it like to be a part of a show that has such a social impact?
I get this question and I'm just like, it's incredible. Like, that's what I say every time, because it truly is. I mean, being able to work with people that I look up to, which is the whole cast, even though they're my age, I still really hope I can be like them when I get older. And I'm so happy that the show affects people just as much as it affects me, because I'm learning with it. I'm still growing up, so of course I make horrible decisions and mistakes, but all of those things lead up to me realizing who I am, and I feel like that's a big part of the show.
Well, you guys are tackling so many issues, because I was a military kid, so like your whole storyline with that, it like really hit me, and I was like, what is this Disney show doing to me? But like, you're tackling something for every other person, like that you wouldn't imagine on a Disney show.
Yeah, and that's such a good part of the show, is that everybody can feel like the piece of them is within it. And yeah, like the military family storyline is so close to me, because my dad was a part of a military family and he went through that, and it was hard for him. So I was able to hopefully glorify what he went through and make him feel justice in everybody else out there. And so all the other storylines that my castmates are able to portray affect people so much, and I'm so lucky and happy about that.
Buffy's always in a lot of tricky situations. I have no idea. What advice would you give Buffy if you could sit her down right now and say something to her?
Think about how other people feel. Sometimes Buffy can just be snappy and sarcastic and not really thinking about what other people feel, but also other times she says the perfect thing and gets the whole feeling of somebody, especially when they're sad or confused, into 2 words and makes them feel better. But definitely just throughout life, just to be cordial to others and to remember that everybody has their own emotions. And I think that's such a big part of today, is people hide behind screens and say rude things to others, and they don't understand how it can truly impact somebody. So I think that's a big thing that Buffy should work on, and everybody else in the world. But yeah, I just think it's really important to be kind to others.
What can you tease with all this drama with, Walker and Andy hanging out over there? All this drama, you guys, what are you doing to me?
She's wanting to know the drama.
What can we expect? Because it's really at a point where it's like miscommunication, but also somewhat self-inflicted, but not, and it's like all over the place.
I think girl code is definitely something we sort of get into.
Yeah, and it's really important to be there for your friends, and boys, forget them, but friendship is the most important thing. Friendship.
Marry my friend.
But yeah, there's a lot of that, and it makes me so sad, because like I love the Buffy and Andy relationship, and relationship, and I don't think a lot of people.
Is a ship.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people really talk about it, but I love whenever I get to have scenes with her, because she's so amazing. She's so amazing. But yeah, sorry.
Strangle.
Yeah. So whenever like our characters aren't exactly loving each other, it makes me sad. So hopefully.
I know, it's always hard for us. Like when we have scenes that we're in a fight, or like any fight scenes between any of the cast, it's like, but I love you so much. But I think it's very interesting, because that is sort of a friendship dynamic that is super relatable to me, and I think to everybody, is like when you both like this guy, like sort of how does that work?
Yeah.
So that's something we dive into for sure. But I think you also, because of the conflict, you do see that underlying love that has always been in the groundwork of their friendship.
If you could give Andy some advice and sit her down right now, what?
You have
Yeah.
your own interview now.
Well, no, I mean, I love both of you. Don't leave me. You're my twin. You're attached. But what advice would you give Andy right now in the situation that she is currently in?
That's so hard. I think I would tell Andy, like you said, that friendship is what's very important. And if you can come to some sort of conclusion where you're both happy, that's all that matters, because boys will come and go, but your friendship is forever. And Buffy and Andy and Cyrus have been friends forever.
Yeah.
So that is what's most important.
And also, you guys are attached by her right now. I was like, I don't want anybody to get hurt. So I was like, what's happening?
Well, there we are.
Last thing, a fan asked, what's your favorite part about the creative process of putting together an episode of Andy Mack?
Oh, So my favorite part is sort of seeing just how it goes from words on a page, or really just the concept, you know, before there's even a whole script, there's just an outline of the season, you know, and how it goes from there to then becomes a script, and then we have a table read, and then, you know, there's revisions, and then we finally bring it to life. And my favorite part is just to see how much it changes between the stages, but also how at the core it's the same, you know, and the soul of the story is there from the very first time you read an outline.
A lot of people don't like think about all of the other people and all of the hard work that goes into a singular 20-minute episode. Like, they just think like, oh yeah, you guys, the cast are amazing, and thank you, that's so flattering, but also it's really, we're such a small part of it. There's so many people, and it really, each episode lays upon them and their hard work, and it reflects what they do each week for us. And I think Michelle Manning is such a good example of that. She's there with us every single day. She never takes a break, like ever, and she's always there working on our show and making it better and better and better. So thank you, Michelle. We love you, and yeah, just know that there's so many amazing, hardworking people off screen.
Behind the scenes that do just as much, if not more, than we do.
It's a team effort from everybody.
Yeah.